Tropical Storm Leapy continuing to pull off here towards the north, bearing down on the southern Japanese islands as it is expected to push towards the west of Okinawa here on Wednesday night, but already causing some problems into the Philippines. In the Cebu area, we saw this tornado that pushed through, damaging 20 homes. Now, thankfully, no injuries following this tornado, which was originally a waterspout that came ashore, but it does go to show the force of this monsoonal flow that is continuing to flow in towards the center of our tropical system. In today's Western Pacific weather update, we are going to talk about Leepi here and also that monsoonal flow, and not to mention a stationary boundary which is going to be battering the area here into Japan. Here, just showing you the latest track from JMA here on Leepi. It is still pulling off towards the north, winds at 65, gusting up to 93 kilometers per hour. Expecting to pass by here late night on Wednesday into Thursday, about 83 kilometer per hour winds just towards the west of Okinawa. Now, this is from JMA. I know if you are there and you are military, you're probably seeing JTWC, and well, this is why I say don't always use JTWC, because JTWC forecast for the military, and as you can see here, it is much, much closer to Okinawa, which is them playing it safe because there's a lot of military bases there. They're expecting it to push by about the same time overnight, Wednesday into Thursday, but 93 gusting up to 120 kilometer per hour winds, and you can see here right at the edge of those core winds that keep those military bases well within it. Now, I do think that we are going to see these tropical storm strength winds out here, especially along the southern periphery of Okinawa as the storm passes out here towards the west, but it is going to be really disorganized. You can see really light winds actually on the western periphery. It's just the right front quadrant where we're seeing these tropical storm strength winds, and what I mean by that, it's just barely at that intensity, right around 80 kilometer per hour winds, actually about 30 to 35 knots. So it's just getting there. It's really just going to be on the southern periphery. You're also going to see the rough waves out here. JMA actually expecting waves up to about 5 to 6 meters as the storm does cruise by there towards the west. I think the winds right near the coast and the waves are going to be the main problem with this, not so much the rain into Okinawa. And actually, we pull up the precip here. You can see really the bulk of the rain falls off here towards the north, and also down there towards the south. That moisture inflow still impacting you there in the Philippines. That is where we're going to be seeing that risk of flooding. So as far as the southern Japanese islands, unless you're west of Okinawa and these smaller islands, that is where you're going to be seeing the gusty winds, the heavy rainfall. But here, that is where you're probably going to be seeing really just the winds, tropical storm strength near the coastal areas, and also these rough waves. Not a day to venture out to the beach, to say the least, as it pushes back there towards the west. Tropical storm, though, for southern Japanese islands, that is just another day in the park. Really, you have to get into these strong typhoons that actually cause a disruption. I'm sure people out here are just going to be living their daily lives like normal. Now, we're going to be seeing problems, though. We have been mentioning the last several days is that in and across the Philippines, we're still going to see this moisture inflow. That tornado actually caused from this moisture inflow. It's going to switch a little bit farther towards the north as our tropical storm pulls off there towards the north. But the Manila area schools closed here on Tuesday. I think most of the schools are expected to be closed on Wednesday due to that heavy rainfall that is continuing to push ashore. Definitely the risk of some localized flooding here in the Manila area still, but also in some of the higher elevations, we're looking at the risk of mudslides as that rain just continues to pool in out here. Some areas seeing about 200 to 300 millimeters of rainfall going through the next several days. So we're still going to watch out this situation here throughout the next several days. Please follow us on our Facebook page. We're trying our best to put out rainfall updates. If we take a look at the current radar imagery coming out of the Manila area, we can see some flare-up as a convection here. So you're still seeing those cells pop up across the area, especially just down there towards the south. If we pull up a few of the other radars there across the Philippines, we also see these showers continuing to develop, and that is what is going to be expected even down there towards Cebu. We had that strong cell that pushed through earlier in the day. You can still see these thunder cells popping up this evening just due to that moisture inflow. Then once more, if we go back to our trusty, big picture GFS model, we can see the stationary boundary developing over Japan. Now, western Japan, I do think some areas out here, you're going to see about 200 millimeters of rainfall going through Wednesday. There's a risk of serious flooding along with this Hokuriku, Tokai region. You also see this heavy rainfall continuing to come down. It's also going to suck in the moisture from our tropical system, pull that off there towards the north. Tokyo going into Thursday and Friday, also looking like a wet day. And now, as far as our tropical system pulling off there, do you think it's going to be continuing on that track. I mean, this is the jet stream right here, and what jet stream typically does to tropical systems, it causes a tremendous amount of vertical wind shear and kills it right off, and that's why we really see this quickly dissipate once it pushes north of Okinawa here, and it starts to get wrapped up with that jet and quickly rushes off there towards the northeast. But like I said, you see the little dip in the trough right here. That is one reason why we're going to be seeing that heavy rainfall across most of Japan even. So I do understand that this is the track from JTWC, and if you're out here in the Kanto area, you might look at this and go, oh my, look at that, look at the big storm coming in our direction. No, 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 no. It is really going to dissipate out here as it pushes north of Okinawa. Get wrapped up with that front. It is not going to be a tropical system the farther north it gets. Actually, let's pull up a JMA and see what they see on it. See how it kind of wobbles, and really by this time they have it really weakening on 30-kilometer-per-hour winds. That's nothing. That's a gentle breeze. So really, after it makes that bend, it is just going to quickly fall apart and be nothing of its former self, just wrapped up in that stationary boundary. Alrighty, buddy, that is all for right now. We continue to keep you posted on what is going on out here across the Western Pacific. This is just a quick outlook or a quick look back here on Tuesday. We had those school closed at Tornado in Cebu, and while Leepi continues to pull off there towards the north, towards the southern Japanese islands. Also, don't forget to check out our daily satellite analysis put out by Adonis here, and this is the latest one, just showing our stationary boundary and our tropical storm still pulling off there towards the north. But that is all for right now, everybody. Thanks again for watching here. Please stay safe out there. One more thing, we are going to be doing our live cast tomorrow at 03 UTC, noon Japan Standard Time, 11 a.m. Philippine Standard Time. Please do go check that out, not just myself, but also James Reynolds. If you've ever seen any severe weather footage in Eastern Asia, good chance he probably shot it. So, yeah, we're going to be trying to weigh in our thoughts on this, at least in a live cast, so you can field your questions back towards us. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Bye.